Hello, I'm Mitch Penal, and today I bring you another video. Today we are doing Rogue Traders, but Aeldari. I've done some light reading on the lore of Rogue Traders, and have found an odd occurrence. A Rogue Trader can give away their Imperial Doctrine, or licensing, I guess is the best way to put it, to another if they so wish, or as a bargaining chip. So, for the lore of these two Aeldari rogue traders, I like the idea of them stumbling upon a rogue trader ship, capturing it, and then in exchange for the rogue trader's life, he or she hands over their licensing or conscript for their route as their bargaining chip to get out of the situation. And starting this kitbash, I gather a bunch of bits. The coat of the Skitari Marshal, the waistcoat, like the little waistcoat, loincloth and hip plate of the Death Watchmaster, a Aeldari Guardian's torso and legs, male, as this will be the male of the group of the two, possibly the head of the house or head of the clan or something like that. I don't know. I'm really not too worried about it. And he's going to take this Skitari coat, have it modified so it fits over his power gear, his power armor, well, his traditional Aeldari armor, and he's going to get the Watchmaster's belt buckle on his belly, like roughly his abdomen, as to sort of say, "Don't touch me." And also, I like the idea because the Watchmaster has these little scrolls. Those could be his rogue trader licensing, or I forget what they would call them. But his rogue trader identification and how do I put this? This is paperwork added his route. So the Imperium can be pissed off all they want, but technically can't do much about it because a rogue trader doesn't operate inside or outside of the Imperium, so it's a bit of a they're in a bit of a web way. And I like this idea so much, though. I just thought it's just funny that just does an Eldar just doing business and not giving a crap about the Imperium. So yeah, surprisingly, this Skitari coat fits pretty well. I do very rough cuts. I did not measure crap. I was not in the mood for measuring, so I just kind of tore it open and then was going to use sprue goo to sort of fill it in. Didn't do a great job of that either, but this was a very poorly planned out kit bash, but there was no plan behind this originally. Solely the fact that I learned that technically a Xenos race could hold a rogue trader agreement, because they are transferable depending on, they could be sold off or they could be used as a bargaining chip. So I just find that pretty cool. And that is the whole inspiration for this kit bash. So I just literally just searched around for bits I'm not too caring for. I wasn't gonna miss. Because if this turned out crap, it was gonna turn out crap. I wasn't gonna be too worried about it. But yeah, it turned out pretty alright actually, in my opinion. I did it in my Aeldari scheme, which is the gosh, why can I just completely forgot what they're called. My Aeldari are the Oh, I don't know. I do have a name for it. What are they called? No, I don't actually have a name for them. Well, not that I remember, but yeah. I also had this Jaeger. No, not Jaeger. The Votan Pioneer Kill Team, because they had these these big coats. Some of them have furs. I had a spare fur laying around, so I thought, stuff it. May as well strap it on. Just give them some more poshness. I took this bit. I'm not exactly sure where this bit came from. This like collar piece. I think it might be from the It's either from the Black Templar Crusader Squad or the um. Oh god, what was it? It's not the Death Watch Wasmaster. It just had in my head. I can't remember now. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm like 80 Death Watch veterans. I believe it's from that. I'm not 100% sure. So if anyone knows, please leave it in the comments down below if this blows up. But yeah, I just go about this with not really any plans to it. You'll notice later there's a lot of mistakes in it because, again, this was not planned at all. It had a basic idea, which was Aeldari Rogue Traders, and I just looked in the bits box for just a bunch of bits that would sort of look cool. And then I had a box of Aeldari Guardians just laying about, so I was like, may as well give it a go. I take this bicep and just like turn it around so you get a better connection because it was just like at this weird angle. So now it sits in pretty alright, actually. Little minor adjustments here or there, and I gave him this little like hologram thing. I've given this like lion because that might be a part of the clan's origins. I don't know. It's something. And I gave him this really like regal, posh looking Eldar head, looking towards his little hover thing. I'm like 80% sure it's a holograph projector or something like that. Don't know. Don't really know much about the Eldar. I just knew it was a cool idea. And I can feel the Eldar, even though they hate the Imperium and call them Monkai, I feel that they could do business under the sole pretenses of pissing off the Imperium. So yeah. I trimmed down the Death Watch the Watchmaster's belt buckle, so it's just like bare minimum. And then lined it up with a base and then put it on. Could I have made it shorter? Probably. Did I? No. Next step is the female. I use this Necromunda. I believe it's the box with 5 random miniatures. I can never remember the name of it. But this is a Necromunda model. Like body. Monopose. I slice off the foot so I can angle a bit better so it's standing upright more. And then sort of just attach bits and bobs to this sort of looked alright. Sorry, I'm really tired. It's currently 4:45 a.m. I attached the Death Watchmaster's Imperial Inquisitorial symbol on the hip because I just thought it'd be pretty funny, just the idea of her walking around with the Imperial insignia, royally pissing off everyone. So yeah, and then I graft this Eldar sword onto the sword and hilt onto the power sword of I believe, Cadian or a Castellan. Probably the Castellan because of the way it's angled. Again, I don't know a lot where half these bits came from. I'm just going off pure memory, and I think this is where they've come from. I trimmed down the head so it would actually fit in the socket to a degree where it sits half right. And yeah, she doesn't get much to her. I feel like she's embraced human culture a little bit more, so she's like dressing more human, where he's like, I'll wear a coat and I'll put this thing on just to piss him off, but that's it. As you can see, they're not amazing kit bashers, but they do the job for what I need. And if they do, if this does end up being interesting enough for people, I might expand on it. I don't see how I could, but I might. Hell, worst case scenario, I might run these guys in a D&D session. Not D&D. What's the Warhammer version of D&D? Who cares? My friends do D&D, so it's, yeah. Painting. Citadel Beast Nagaroth Knight. I airbrush this over just to get a quick base coat. I do do 2 layers. 2 coats, I mean. Just so it's like a nice solid coverage. I'm tired. I'm delirious. I'm just gonna read what pops up on the screen and talk. Citadel Beast Nagaroth Knight model color white glaze. I use this to give me that violet coloring that I have done for my previous Eldar. I think I've got one video from like 9 months ago for it, and I just thought this is a color scheme I know, so I may as well use it. And add some more lore to my channel, I guess. I don't know, I don't think anyone is too worried about my lore, but if they are, that'd be pretty cool. Citadel Base Dryad Bark. I use this for the base coating of the leathers. Nothing too crazy, and you'll notice I specifically leave the belt purple. The reason I do that is because just to keep that violet color going through. I also give her brown hair. I don't know if Eldar can get brown hair. Again, I don't know much about Eldar. I just thought I'm just going sort of Lord of the Rings to a degree, and like other elf factions I know of. AK acrylic color, British khaki. I use this for all the base coating, all the gold pieces that I'm going to be painting. There's his coat, his belt, his shoulder, the handles, not handles or cross guards. I do it for him and her, they both get gold. The hip armor, again, yeah. Nothing too crazy, just anything that's going to be gold gets British khaki. Army painter leather brown, dry brushed over the leathers and jackets to give them a leather texture, like they're worn down and well used. I do love just dry brushing leather brown on. It just gives an instant texture and instantly looks nice. If you want to push it further, use some fur brown on the edges. Army painter matte black, ash grey, and game color imperial blue. Watered down just a little, so it's a bit of a contrast, like a mix between. It's in the grounds of contrast and base paint, and I go over anything that's going to be silver, or well, metallic. That isn't gold. So here's color, their blades, the little hover thing, bits here and there. Citadel base, Bracknar Burgundy. I use this for his loincloth as well as her sleeve. Her one and only sleeve. Because I realized she only has one later on. It's good enough. I will use Bracknar later on as a wash. Army painter matte black. Game color scarlet blood. I use this to make a dark red. And I put it on a little floaty dude. It's a little doohickey. Again, I'm like 80% sure it's either a communication device or a hologram projector. One or the other. You can't prove me wrong. Well, probably, but oh well. Model Air US Desert Armor. I use this for these scrolls. His agreement of rogue traitor status. His ability to be a pain in the ass to the Imperium. And I like the idea he just keeps it close to him, so he's like, you can't touch me, and you can't do nothing about it for what I do. Army painted desert yellow. I use this as a highlight color for the gold. I am slowly learning how to do a non-metallic metal. At the moment, I am not confident enough to do it, so I just use these two colors that look nice enough to sort of get an idea, and then use a metallic over it to just give them that nice shine. With a wash, of course. But yeah, anything metal gets to this at the top, at the higher ends. Model color, US Desert Armor, Ivory. Oh, this is the highlight for the scrolls. Right, I continue to do that and use the same color as the parchment paper for his hair to give him a nice blonde look. Add Model Air White to the mix of US Desert Armor and Ivory to brighten him up even more to give him a highlight. Then use that same thing to highlight his blonde head. Also, hopefully, I'll be doing another Knights of Camelot video some point. Give me some ideas on units I should do. I think last video I did. What was the last video I did? I don't know. I do so many. I forget. I'll forget. Army Painter Fur Brown mixed into a wash. So you just lightly shade things here and there. Ah yes, my last video was Merlin, which I highly recommend going checking that out for my Arthurian Bloodborne army of Space Marines. Citadel Base Retributor Armor, dry brushed it with a gold to give them that nice shine. Also, if I sound weird, I am sick. Still. Medication ain't working, so I'm hoping it clears up soon enough. Kind of why I'm doing this so early in the morning. Well, so late. Model color white glaze. I use this to just kind of hit gems, anything technical or I deem worthy of getting what comes next. He gets all these gems colored, little doodads and things, his little hover thing. The coat is the first to go white because I just like the color white on fur. Army Painter Fur Brown for the bases of the face. I use to both models because I find it a very nice base color. For flesh at least. Because it can quickly get changed from one color to another. Army Painter Fur Brown Barbarian Flesh. I use this as a highlight color to start building, well, color, or building shade and color of the skin. Also, why does Aeldari women have such strong cheekbones? This bloke has pretty much none. Add Army Painter Elven Flesh to the mix and just go at it again to brighten it up again. It does look yellowish now. It will dry paler and will look nice. Yeah, you just look at their faces. They have such strong cheekbones, especially this one. I don't like painting faces, but this one here gave me Attack on Titan vibes. So I had to water down the elven flesh. Army painter fur brown as a wash. I do scrape it back and then use elven flesh to clean it up, which is why there's elven flesh there. Army painter flesh wash. I use this over the gold and the scrolls because I didn't feel the fur brown was dark enough. I don't have much to say. I'm just really tired. I do apologize. This video is a bit more sluggish. Citadel base Bracknell Burgundy, watered down to a, I think it was 1 to 4 parts water. No, it was more than that. I think it was 1 to 5 part water, and just like wash the armor so it gets in the recesses. Wipe it off wipe it off the high ends so it doesn't pool too much, and then you're good to go. It's a small addition to my original paint scheme. AK acrylic color, black red, over the Bracknell Burgundy loincloth, and her sleeve. And I think that, no, not quite. Also, his purity seals on the scroll. I do forget to paint those on camera. Citadel base Lupercal green, Citadel contrast striking scorpion green to make this really nice, vibrant, dark green. And just go over all the gems and anything technical with it, except for his little floaty drone thing. His little hologram thing. Yeah, all the gems, techie bits, get this mixture. Then Citadel's contrast striking scorpion green is a highlight for them. Again, you gotta keep that saturation up. Army painter shiny silver. I dry brush this over the metallics. Anything that was gonna be silver at the end, or iron, or whatever. Game color, fluorescent yellow, orange, fluorescent blue, sorry. I think right in front of me. I dab this onto the hologram and the edges of the sword, of the power swords. Well, Aeldari swords. And I make sure to spill a little bit over the fingers and all this so it makes the hologram have a little bit of OSL to it. Not much, but it's good enough for what I need. Model Air Dark Earth, and I dry brush this over her hair to add some texture to it. As the female's hair did not have any, like, amazing sculpture to it, so I couldn't really, like, draw out anything huge like I could with the males because it had very distinct lines for it. I couldn't with the female, so she kind of got this like half-assed hair, which is not my best work, but it's good enough. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you want to see more videos like this, where I do other Rogue Traders kit batches or other ideas, or more on this Aeldari clan, I think it is, I've done, please let me know in the comments down below. And if you have enjoyed this video, please consider liking, subscribing, and hitting the notification bell so you never miss another video. And also, please help me get to 500 subscribers. I have a big special plan for that, where I build 2 Destroyer Knights with